The crazy news that they don't want to tell you. This is Coincidental Chaos, and today I'm coming to you with some quick facts. Let's read a book. We return this week with our discussion of Unsettling Truths. This week we're going to take a look at how the doctrine of discovery developed a sense of Christendom.
The doctrine of discovery assumes the dehumanization of people who aren't Western, European, and Christian. It actually counts them as subhuman. And so this creates a dysfunctional society because now you have levels of being human.
Now remember, the Pope said native inhabitants of land yet to be discovered were enemies of Christ.
And so because this is a doctrine that's coming out of the European church, it's assuming people who aren't European and Christians are not equal. They're less than, they're oppressed. And so then it also assumes that the people who are white, European, and Christian, they are superior. So the doctrine of discovery lays the foundations for a worldview of supremacy.
So how did we get from there to where we are now?
As the doctrine of discovery got embedded into foundations of nations, like in the United States, that assumption of the dehumanization of people who weren't white, European, and Christian creates great dysfunction within that society, because you cannot discover lands that are already inhabited. For nearly 250 years, the United States of America celebrated Christopher Columbus as the discoverer of America. You cannot discover lands that are already inhabited. You might be able to conquer those lands. You might be able to steal those lands. You might be able to colonize those lands. You can't discover them unless your worldview, your belief system tells you that the people who are living there are not fully human. When you have that worldview, you need to now build a society around that. And that's exactly what we did here in the United States. So in 1763, for example, King George draws a line down the Appalachian Mountains. And he says to the colonists that were living here that they no longer had the right of discovery of the empty lands west of Appalachia. These are the 13 colonies. This upset the people living in those colonies because they wanted access to those lands. They wrote a letter of protest. They signed their letter on July 4th, 1776. If you read the Declaration of Independence, literally 30 lines below the statement, all men are created equal, the Declaration refers to natives as merciless Indian savages, making it very clear the only reason the Founding Fathers used that inclusive term, all men, is because their definition of who is human was incredibly narrow. So this is just one way in which this dehumanizing worldview worked its way into the institutions of our society.
How would you define Christendom?
When I think of Christendom, I don't think of the church, right? I think of the institution that perpetuates Christianity. We look at the creation of Christendom, this Christian kingdom, which is actually contrary to what Jesus taught, right? He wasn't trying to form a kingdom here on earth. That kingdom does get created, and it creates not a church, but a Christendom, a Christian kingdom. Once the church kind of becomes institutionalized, now it has to worry about perpetuating itself, continuing to grow, to exist, to expand. So while the church, the disciples of Jesus, were called to lay down their lives, to lose their life for the sake of the gospel, an institution can't do that because an institution is about saving its life.
So what do institutions do? They create laws and regulations to protect their special interests. They develop processes and procedures to peddle the population into a hamster wheel of day-to-day autopilot operations. They draft citizens to become soldiers, essentially asking men and women to lay down their lives for the sake of our government. They perpetuate lies like the doctrine of discovery for over 500 years so that it transfers over on record as an age of discovery. Much like history describes Jesus' crucifixion, taking place during an age of classical antiquity. It is a tale as old as time, and the tortoise always beats the hare. In God we trust. Under God. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? With all due respect, Your Honor, I'm just not sure I understand the question.
Are you ready to open your eyes?
Like and share this video for your chance to win a copy of Unsettling Truths, autographed by Mark Charles. Be sure to hit that follow button. All winners will be contacted via message. Well, I guess that cat's out of the bag. Follow me for more quick facts with Coincidental Chaos.